Hey, good afternoon, folks. Unc Otis here with another Pro Wrestling Wire Wrestling Wrap-Up. Today's episode covers Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling's Charged for September 24th, 2024. The show opened with CEO D'Lo Brown coming to the ring because he had an important announcement to make. When he got to the ring, he said that here in Rocky Mountain Pro, a champion needs to be present. He needs to stay in touch with everyone else, and he also needs to defend that title. But for weeks now, current champion Damon Drake has been a no-show, no calls, and nowhere to be found, and nobody has been able to find out where he is or what he's up to. So tonight was the last straw, because he was scheduled to be here, and he decided to not show or call. So D'Lo decided that it leaves him no choice but to suspend Damon Drake indefinitely. And he also went on to say that he's going to strip Damon Drake of his Rocky Mountain Pro Championship belt. Now, that belt will now be vacant, so what D'Lo decided to do is have an ongoing tournament starting tonight in Cheyenne, Wyoming, that will determine who will be the champion when Shocktober event next month comes around. And that's when they'll crown the new champion. He then went on to introduce the founder of Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling because he had something to say to him. And when he introduced him, Mercury Yaden came to the ring, who then said to D'Lo that he kind of wanted to be involved in this tournament. And D'Lo said, "Oh no, as the law of Rocky Mountain Pro, Yaden, I'm not going to let you be involved in the tournament per se, but you will be involved in Shocktober's event. And what I'm going to do is I want you to have, I handpicked an opponent for you to have a one-on-one with, and let me bring that opponent down to the ring now." At that time, Remy D's music hit, and Remy D came down to the ring. And D'Lo Brown told Remy D and Mercury Yaden that you two would be going one-on-one at the Shocktober event next month. Yaden complained that he needed a couple of weeks to get ready at least because he just wasn't wrestle ready. And D'Lo said, "And another thing, wrestle ready or not, I know this match has got to be called down the middle, so I'm going to be the special guest referee." Now, Remy D was not happy either, and he felt it was a bit ridiculous, but he said to Mercury Yaden, "Seeing as how we have a one-on-one match, Mr. Founder, I want you to put up your Colorado Cup contenders spot for the Colorado Cup award. And if you lose, he would get the shot in his place." And of course, Yaden said, "Well, then if that's the case, I want it to be a career match for you. So if you lose, Remy D is out of here." Mercury Yaden said that he won't because he'd been put into a match last minute and he didn't think that putting his title up was really smart. But he didn't really have much choice because D'Lo Brown made it law. And then Remy D brought up that Yaden's daughter and said about Yaden's daughter, "If you don't put your number one contender spot up, then what would your daughter think? Doesn't she idolize you? You want her to think that you're a loser and a quitter and a flip-flopper?" Yaden said, "You don't talk about my daughter. You don't talk about my family. You're on. I'll put up my number one contender spot for the Colorado Cup title at Shocktober, but you're putting up your career." Remy D confirmed, "Okay, it's on." And of course, D'Lo made it official. The first match of the evening show was Mount Vito, or Ben Vito, versus Marty Casaus, the Moth. This match was a round one tournament match for this Shocktober event that we were discussing. The winner was via pinfall, Marty Casaus. And he got him after a huge head stomp to Ben Vito and drove his face right into the mat. Then there was a backstage interview. Lucas Bradwell from Rocky Mountain Pro, he's a journalist there, caught up with Mercury Yaden backstage and asked him why he would be willing to put up his #1 contender shot for the Colorado Cup. And Yaden said, because I had no choice. And he also told Lucas, stop with the questions, that you're getting me uptight, and if there's anything else, I want you to leave. And of course, Lucas did leave because Lucas is afraid of everybody. In an outside segment, the Billionaire Boys were showing the proper way to oil up your body before a TV appearance. Yay. Match number 2, the NRW champion Brew, the Buffalo Brew, versus Johnny Casanova from the law firm. And with Johnny Casanova, of course, Caden Koyama and Preston Skidmore, the attorney of the firm, came down the ringside with him. That match was winner via pinfall, the Buffalo Brew, after planting Casanova with a devastating spear that almost drove him right out of the ring. Next, we saw Ben Vito walking around outside. This outside segment was around some containers and things like that, and this guy comes out from around a storage container, and he's dressed to the nines like he's mafia. And he walked up to Ben Vito and basically said, you need to clean up your act. You do what I tell you from now on, because I'm Lucky Luciano's nephew, and I am the kingpin of all of wrestling, and I'm from New York. Okay. He also told him he wanted him dressed better and take a shower because Ben Vito has a reputation of stinking. He then told Vito that I am the Don of professional wrestling, so whatever I tell you matters, or else you're going to be in some deep doo-doo. Next, there was an outside segment with smoke and mirrors as they trained for the Billionaire Boys. They were basically jumping barrels, running and skipping, and just quite a bit of nonsense. But if that's the way they train and it gets it done, there you go. Finally, match 3 was the last of the qualifiers for today's show. And it was Eric Reyes versus Zamore. And the winner of match 3 was Zamore via pinfall after a thunderous Samoan drop. And he caught the 1, 2, 3. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope it wasn't too boring. It was for me. That's another Pro Wrestling Wire wrap-up. Don't forget to go to Pro Wrestling Wire on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now X, and check us out. We've got all kinds of news, interviews, and reviews. Uncle Otis getting ready to sign out. We'll see you. Take care.